Bocas del Toro, Panama. Bocas del
Okay.
Toro is a group of islands on the off the Caribbean coast of Panama. So also a pretty remote place. Now, it seemed like every weekend they had some sort of a festival going on, and there was food, loud music, a band. I swear this would happen every weekend that I was there for like six. And I'd ask people like, what are we celebrating this weekend? And they're like, it's our independence. And I'm like, that's what you guys said 2 weeks ago. I don't know. So a
And
lot of
we think
different
we love
independent.
partying, you know?
Yeah. They just make up different reasons, I think, to have a party. But that's cool. It was fun. Um, and so during one of the festivals, I wanted to try all the street food that people were selling,
Mm.
and I came across this woman selling pig's feet out of a bucket.
Ew.
So I want you to picture sort of like a painting bucket or like a bucket you would get from Home Depot, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Um, there was liquid in there, some kind of a soupy liquid, and then all these pig's feet that she had, I guess, cooked
And
sitting
that
in
really
there.
spoke
So
to you.
it did. It looked not super appetizing, but I was like, oh, I want to be a cool travel guy like Anthony Bourdain, So I'm going to try. Like this is going to be so cool. Um, and I'm eating the pig's feet. Not that good, honestly. Just like a lot of cartilage, a lot of bones. I'm just kind of trying to teeth some meat off of this thing. Not a great taste, really. Just overall, not a great experience.
So it's more bone than meat. So you're working hard for not a lot of
Yes, yeah, but like
substance.
not as worth it as a chicken wing. Like the meat to bone ratio on a wing is like 90% meat, whereas it was probably 90% bone and cartilage on these pig's feet. Like, I think
And
they still had like their toenails on there.
no great, buffalo sauce.
They could have used some sauce. That would have been nice. Yeah. So I was just
Okay.
kind of raw dogging things. Yeah.
Okay, a dry rub, but really it was water.
Yeah. Yeah. They were still wet, but just not in a good way.
What do they
So
smell
later
like?
that I don't remember actually what they smelled like, but the taste was not great. Later that night, it's about 4 in the morning, and I wake up with this stabbing stomach pain. It wasn't like, oh, my tummy hurts, like your normal kind of nausea. This was like, it felt like someone was stabbing me in the stomach. And I couldn't even lie back down or try to go to like it hurt worse to lie down, so I had to stand up for the rest of the night to ease the pain. There were no stores open or anything at that time to buy any kind of pain reliever or any kind of medicine, so I just kind of toughed it out. Um, and then the next day, yeah, I still have some stomach pain. Maybe it's calmed down a little bit, but
Uh-huh.
I start to get nosebleeds.
I haven't had a nosebleed since like second grade.
That's what I was saying too. Like I haven't had a nosebleed since I was a little kid. Like what is going on?
I don't even. And by the way, getting woken up because something hurts, like something bad is about to happen. Like that never happens.
Yeah,
If
it's
you're
it's
already
not good.
asleep, that's terrible.
Yeah, yeah. So it was not something I could sleep through. That's for sure. So I start getting these chronic nosebleeds, and this goes on really for the next 2 days or so.
Hmm.
Every time I think it's calming down, like the nosebleeds just come back out. Like we would try to go out to dinner, we'd be sitting at a restaurant, and then suddenly there's just blood starts flowing from my nose, and
Did you
I
do the
gotta.
technique where you just shove up, tissues in your nostril? Or
I was doing some of that stuff, yeah, yeah, or just trying to like hold it like this. It was bad. Um, So we're going on like over 2 days of these chronic nosebleeds, and I start Googling, looking up, um, stuff about nosebleeds, and they're like, "Oh, if you have a nosebleed for more than like 4 hours, you need to go to the hospital." I was like, 4 hours? It's been a lot more than 4 hours.
3 days or something. Yeah.
At this point, it's getting so bad, and I'm like almost congested with like blood and stuff in my nose that it starts overflowing and coming out of my mouth. So I'm coughing up blood at this point.
Your body's like, it's coming out regardless.
Yeah. And so that's when I was like, okay, let's go to the hospital. Like, I think once you start coughing up blood, that's when it's like, okay, we need to do something about this.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's just check it
Fortunately,
out.
unlike your island situation, Bocas del Toro does have a hospital on the main island where we were
Awesome.
staying. Thank you. So we hopped in the $1 taxi, took us to the hospital. Um, they get me all fixed up there, but this doctor, he speaks a little bit of English, and we were kind of communicating. But he's like, all right, we need to give you an IV. We need to flip you over and give you a shot in your ass.
Oh my God. I've never had an ass shot before. Oh my
I've had
God.
an
Does
ass
it
shot.
hurt? Like, is it a big needle for
No,
your ass?
I didn't want to look. I was really scared. And the thing was, I was like, I don't know if these guys are going to kill me with whatever they're like, if they're sticking stuff in me, like, I don't know if that's going to kill me, but I do know if I keep coughing up blood, that also might kill me. So I was like, I'm just going to take the risk and let these guys do whatever to me.
You're in a strange country and a guy tells you, flip over, I'm shooting something in your ass.
Yeah. And
Damn.
I just had to do it. It was my only choice.
Wow. And you're like, yes, sir.
Yeah. I
Wow.
wasn't about to go down in Bocas del Toro, Panama. So I
Might as well
went
go
for
down
it.
fighting.
Yeah, exactly. I think 50 Cent said that, get rich or die trying.
Right.
But this case it was like,
Get healthy.
get ash shots, yeah, or whatever. So he gives me those. I think it was some steroids or something that would help stop the bleeding.
Right.
And a really key thing that the doctor did was he gave me tampons to shove up my nose. He was like, these work the best for stopping nosebleeds. So I'll show a picture of me, I think, with a tampon hanging out my nose that we can post on here too. But yeah, they
We're
actually
really,
worked really well.
we're really crossing a lot of boundaries with this show already. I mean, we got women using penises to pee. We got men using tampons. Like, this is awesome. Like, this is great. We're so
Yeah,
international.
we're not afraid to go there. We're like South Park or something.
Yeah, that's awesome. But I thought so. Did it stretch your nostril out, or were they like small tampons? Like, I
They
don't
were
even
pretty
know.
small, but it
Okay.
did stretch them out, I think, a little bit. I feel like, yeah, it definitely opened me up. So anyway, I haven't really been eating these last few days. So I'm kind of bedridden after this. I think I took some time off of work.
Wow.
Um, yeah, I just hadn't been eating because of the stomach pain and all this stuff. Like I had maybe been eating some crackers or something here and there. So I'm watching while I'm kind of sick in bed, I'm watching the Jeffrey Dahmer documentary on Netflix.
Wow. Might as well.
Um,
You don't have an appetite.
yeah, exactly. But
One more thing
you know,
too.
yeah,
It is kind of funny to take off work for actually being sick. Usually, like, we're taking off work because we don't want to work, but like, you're actually taking,
exactly.
that sucks. Like,
I know it was hard for me to do. So I'm just sitting there watching Dahmer. Finally, I get an appetite. My stomach pains go away, and I get like a whole thing of Oreos. Like that's just what I had on hand, and I
okay,
crushed like this whole box of Oreos. First thing I had eaten in 3 days. So,
America, baby. That's great export.
and yeah. But yeah, it was hard to have an appetite watching Dahmer, but after not eating for so long, I just went for it. So, but yeah, eating pig's feet might be better than eating humans like Dahmer did. I guess
Yeah,
I
I think so.
still have yet to find that out, but I'm sure it's like human, and then like pig's feet is just above that. Like it can't be much better than eating a human. So
I mean, is it one of those things where, like they want to eat every part of the animal? Like, okay, guys, like we've had all the good parts where we're out of bacon, we're out of sausage, like we got to eat the feet now.
I think it's something like that, which I can appreciate. I just think that this lady didn't, she didn't. I don't think she had a health inspector come and check out the bucket and make sure that this stuff was safe to eat before selling it.
Maybe she thought it was like a marinade. Hey, we're just gonna let this kind of chill in this stagnant water for a while.
I think that was the thought. Yeah.
Now, did you ever see anyone else like buy pig's feet from her? Like, was it like you had to wait in line for the pig's feet kind of thing?
Yeah,
Or,
I think someone else did. And I kind of talked to my Airbnb host about it, and they were like, "Oh yeah, visitors always get these kind of stomach issues, but like the locals, they're tough. They're used to this kind of shit."
mm, there is some truth to that, probably.
I think so.
Uh,